All right. Hi, and welcome to the Achieve Real Estate Podcast. This is our Lansing Local Landlord Series, or LLL. I'm your host, David Hall, broker at Achieve Real Estate, investor, developer, landlord, flipper, coach. The goal of this podcast is to help local investors learn about each other, spread their brand, haves and wants, and better set up our monthly networking events to be more productive and more profitable. So Ryan McNamara has been coming to our Achieve Real Estate meetups for years now. He's joined our brokerage recently as an agent, and he has a unique blend of experience from short-term rentals, the BRRRR strategy, agent transactions, investing across multiple states, raising capital, and more. I'll let him go into the quick details of his real estate journey up until now. So welcome, Ryan.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So to get started, can you share a quick background of how and why you got started in real estate?
Yes. So basically, I've kind of come a long way because, like, my background is I was going to be a W-2 employee for life and just stack a 401k into retirement. But like late 2021, a friend and I from college started researching other alternative ways to make money, additional streams of income. And stumbled across real estate. Started by following, a lot of the big influencers that most people start with, Robert Kiyosaki and Grant Cardone, and listening to Bigger Pockets episodes. And that eventually led us to a couple mentorships. So I joined a sub 2 with Pace Morby mentorship, and a couple other ones. Started networking and learning from there. And then in late 22 or mid 22, we were kind of tired of just learning and researching. So we decided to actually take some action and bought our first long-term rental in Detroit, which was a very big learning experience for us. So everything kind of went wrong with that one. And then from there, we did a couple deals with someone we met in the mentorship with Pace Morby, a wholesaler, brought us a couple deals. We did a couple creative deals there. Bought another long-term rental in Detroit, which went really well. And then dabbled a little bit with short-term rentals down in Cincinnati. And I got my real estate license last year, and also been managing a property as well locally. So done a little bit of everything.
Well, yeah. So a lot of the people coming are brand new. So what made you get started on the deals that you got started on? Because you're in Lansing, but you bought in Detroit, you bought in Cincinnati. So like, what was why'd you choose those markets?
Yeah, like the funny thing is, like, the first experience with Lansing outside of a primary residence was this rental that I recently picked up last year. But yeah, it was kind of how the deals fell in our lap because the first Detroit rental that we bought came from somebody I knew from high school. It was a rental of his. So just networked with him at my sister's birthday party or something like that. And he was talking about selling his rentals. I was like, oh, I'm looking to buy rentals. So let's talk. And then, the couple of the deals were just from the wholesaler that brought them to us. Cause one was in Arizona. One was in Louisiana. Never have seen those houses in my life, and we sold one. Well, we sold both, but we still own the note on the Louisiana one. Yeah. And then Cincinnati was just like I read a book about short-term, medium-term rentals, and it seemed like a good market. It's kind of like similar to Lansing prices, a little bit more, but a lot more going on in Cincinnati. Mm-hmm. And the house we found was right near all the hospitals and the university there. So that's how we ended up there.
So how did you go from wanting to get into real estate to buying so many? I mean, and maybe you had, $100,000 in the bank and you just put 20% down in each one, but did you partner with people with money or bring on investors, or how did that work?
Yeah, the first couple deals were because the guy I met from college that became my partner, we just had the money. So the two long-term rentals in Detroit were traditionally 20% down, mm-hmm. financed through banks. And then, the money starts to go pretty quickly after that. And you're like, okay, how do I get into more deals? And so those creative deals we did with the wholesaler were lower entry fees. I think the one house we got, it was like a $270,000 house, and we got in for about $20,000. Wow. So getting a little more creative helps with lowering the down payment mm-hmm. in certain situations. So that helped. And then, we ended up for the duplex. That was the second time we raised money. Actually, we did find a third partner to help us with the capital on our second long-term rental in Detroit. So we had a little bit of experience raising money there. But then we had to raise about $100,000 for the duplex down payment, and then enough to furnish it as well, because we were doing the short term. So yeah, reached out to mainly friends and family that were close, because it was the first time we were raising any significant capital, and we're able to pitch them, put a pitch deck together, and able to raise the money.
So it was a formal pitch. It wasn't just like, hey, friend, you have any money you want to invest in a deal? It was, hey, do you want to come to this presentation that we're putting together for an opportunity?
Yeah, I mean, we did it all over Zoom. We didn't do any in person that I remember. But yeah, I mean, we took it pretty seriously. We put together, like 30-slide presentation about the area, our background and experience, our plan, what the projected returns would look like. Yeah, and all that was really using someone else's template, because there's just so many resources out there. So
yeah, no need to recreate.
Exactly.
Just steal someone else's idea.
Yeah.
Well, cool. So that's what got you to today, I guess. And so what are you working on now, working towards at the moment?
Yeah, quite a few different things. One is building out my agent business. Like you mentioned, I just got licensed and joined you guys last year. But yeah, I'm trying to focus on getting buyer clients and then other investors, helping them get their first deal or their next deal, just because it keeps me close to what my most passion is building a real estate rental portfolio. So I'm working on that. Working with a couple other agents here to try to build like a lead generation type business, where maybe it's a wholesale deal, maybe it's a deal for taken to the MLS, or maybe it's a fix and flip or a buy and hold that we want to add to the portfolio. So working on that, and then using the funds from those two ventures to fund my long-term goal, which is to build a value-add multifamily portfolio.
Okay. All right. So you transitioned from full-time W-2 into full-time real estate, and you're generating income from your rentals, from your agent business, and then trying to continue to scale and grow and buy more rentals.
Yes. Yep. Okay. And then, using my own money as well as partnerships and private money lenders and partners to grow into multifamily.
Okay, cool. So why do you attend the Achieve Real Estate Lansing meetup here, and how has networking impacted your real estate journey?
Yeah, I feel like it's changed a little bit. So I think I found it about 3 years ago now from you reaching out to you on Bigger Pockets. You and Troy actually first met both on Bigger Pockets, which is cool.
Still works.
Yeah. But yeah, going to the meetups at first was really just like starting to try to feel comfortable. There's so many terms I didn't understand, so many strategies I didn't understand. And then just being able to kind of talk the talk with, fellow investors was really one of the main goals, and then grabbing all the knowledge I could, because I remember I used to take notes on my iPhone at those meetings, just because there was like so much, like lenders, insurance people. I mean, you guys were bringing so much value with the speakers that you had, and I was just there to kind of soak it up. And then now, more into it, I've been learning pretty much daily real estate since 2022 now. So now it's more like I've grown a lot of friends through there, so it's like a good time just to come see everybody. I also like to try to reach out to newer people and offer my knowledge and help them out along their path, so they can maybe avoid some of the stuff that I had to go through to get where I'm at. But still, I mean, the speakers you're still bringing out now, always I learned something new in every meetup.
Yeah, great. So speaking of lessons learned, what's your biggest lesson you've learned in real estate that maybe you can share with someone so they can avoid it?
Yeah, it's almost like a two-parter. It's like, don't give up, and don't try to time the market, because time in market always beats timing the market. And that's really just because, like I mentioned, definitely some horror stories coming out of some of the deals we've done. And it's like, if I just would have given up and quit right then, it's like, what would be the point in that? I wouldn't have, gotten to where I'm at now, and, feel more confident now and able to scale and move on to the next thing. So yeah, don't give up, keep learning, keep trying. Not every deal is going to be a home run, especially the first couple might not. But yeah, there are ways to make them, as smooth as possible. Learn from people like yourself and myself that have done a couple deals when you're getting started. And then, Yeah, everyone's, always worried about interest rates, but it's like, there's so many people that I've talked to in my past that are sitting on the sideline, oh, I want to invest in real estate, but I'm going to wait till interest rates come down. And now they've been waiting this whole time that I've been, doing deals. So you can only wait for so long, really. And we may never see those 2%, 3% stuff we saw like we did in 2020. So there's always a good time to buy. Or it's always a good time to buy, whether interest rates are high or low. When they're higher, there's less competition. You can always refi. So, yeah.
People waiting for interest rates to go down are also simultaneously experiencing the housing market appreciating. So rates come down, prices go up. You got to just jump in.
Right. But, yeah. That's just one of the great benefits of real estate is it's not just appreciation. It's also tax write-offs. It's also, having a nice renter pay down your mortgage. So it's interest rates just one of the things to consider.
You can make money from negative cash flow, which is a hard one to wrap your head around when you're new. But cool. Well, so since this is a local podcast, are there any local referrals or recommendations that you might have for somebody that's just starting, that maybe someone that helped you here locally?
I'm working a lot lately with David Torstenson over at Arc Renovations. So they're great for any general contracting needs. And then they are also looking to hire and work with some new subcontractors. So if there's any tradespeople out there, subcontractors with experience, reach out to me. I can get you in touch with David.
Okay, perfect. So my last question was, how can people get in touch with you? And is there anything that you wanted to share that I didn't ask, or anything that I should have asked that you want to say?
I am on Instagram, Facebook. My Instagram is Ryan McNamara, REI.
So you've been posting on there a lot?
A little bit. I want to get to daily. I'm weekly right now, but daily is the goal. Facebook, Ryan McNamara Real Estate. You can find it. Phone number, I guess, 248-982-6010. So reach out anytime. Happy to help. And what was the second part of the question?
Is there any questions that I should have asked, or that you wish I would have asked, or that you listened to a podcast and you said, man, I wish they would have asked the guest this question?
I don't think so. I would just say, again, just get out there and get started. Take action. Don't just spend all day learning and reading. There's benefits to that, but taking action is the best way to learn, for sure.
Okay. Right on. Well, thanks for that. And one way to take action is to show up at a meeting. So to find our meetings, you can go to Facebook is where we post most of the events. And so if you look up the Achieve Real Estate Investors group, I can welcome you into that group, and then you'll be able to see Brian and everyone else's posts, all of our, you can message us on there. And then all the events that we host are on there. We host events twice a month, the last Thursday of each month, and the first Tuesday is a coffee. The last Thursday of each month at 6 p.m. where we have a speaker. That's our larger event. And then the first Tuesday of each month at 7 a.m. we have a networking coffee and real estate. So the free events, they're here at our office at 3315 South Pennsylvania. We'd love to have you. Thanks for coming, Ryan, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Yeah, thank you.